My name is Jonathan. I am from North Carolina, and this is my story. I used to visit a Starbucks near my apartment every day to do my work. It was a cozy spot, with the right amount of background noise to keep me focused, and a pleasant atmosphere that made the hours pass by quickly. After a week of frequenting the place, I started to notice a young, beautiful girl who came in every day around the same time as me. She always sat a few tables away, often with a book or her laptop, and occasionally glanced in my direction. Intrigued by her beauty and mystery, I decided to approach her one day. Her name was Emily. We struck up a conversation about the usual things: our favorite drinks, the weather, our work. She had an easy laugh and a captivating smile. Over the next few days, we chatted more and more, and I found myself looking forward to seeing her. Emily was stunningly beautiful, with long dark hair and bright green eyes that seemed to see right through me. Over time, I found myself falling for her. I began to ask her out for coffee or lunch, but she always had some excuse: work, prior commitments, family obligations. Her refusals were polite but vague. I couldn't understand why she was so hesitant, but I was persistent. There was something about her that I just couldn't let go of. One rainy evening, after much persuasion, she finally agreed to have dinner with me. She invited me to her home, which made me ecstatic. I bought some flowers and eagerly made my way to the address she had given me. As I followed the directions, I noticed that I was heading towards the outskirts of town. The streets grew darker and quieter, and I felt a growing sense of unease. When I arrived at the location, there was nothing but an empty, barren field. Confused, I wandered around, trying to make sense of it. The address was correct, but there was no house, no lights, just a vast, desolate space. Then I heard howling noises that sent chills down my spine. As I took another step, my foot struck something hard. Looking down, I realized it was a gravestone, partially covered in weeds. My heart pounded as I read the name on it: Emily. The date of death was several years ago. Terrified, I stumbled back, and just then, I felt a cold hand on my shoulder. Turning around, I saw Emily, but she was different. Dressed in a white gown stained with blood, her eyes hollow and lifeless. I screamed and everything went black. When I woke up, I was back in my bed. The morning light streamed through the window, making the night's events seem like a terrible nightmare. Desperate for answers, I rushed to the Starbucks and asked the staff about the girl. They all looked at me like I was crazy and insisted they had never seen her. Even the regulars who sat near her usual spot claimed they had no idea who I was talking about. I was in shock. That night, as I tried to sleep, I dreamt of Emily. She appeared in my dreams, her face pale and her eyes sorrowful. She told me that
one day I saw you walking near my home, a tree where I lived after my death. You had worn a perfume that attracted me, making me fall in love with you. Ever since then, I have been looking for you day and night. Here you are. Now, I would do anything to be with you, but for us to be together, you have to die and join me in the afterlife.
I woke up in a cold sweat and sought help from a priest at a nearby church. He listened to my story with a grave expression and gave me some prayers to recite. He advised me to move to a different country and never return to this place. Desperate to escape, I followed his advice and relocated to a city far away. For a while, everything seemed normal. I started a new life, found a new job, and tried to put the past behind me. But one night, as I sat in my new apartment, I heard a knock at the window. My heart froze as I turned to look. There, outside in the darkness, was Emily, her eyes fixed on me with a chilling intensity. The story doesn't end here. It's only the beginning of my nightmare.